There's Mount Fuji. Looks like they have an entire army guarding it.
The place looks like a fortress.
You can let us off here, big guy. Thanks.
And welcome to Sin and Punishment, Star Successor, Part 8. And we are in level 6. Oh boy. Level 6. Mount Fuji. This is the hardest level in the game, probably. One can make the argument that the next level is harder, but it's Mount Fuji. There's a lot in this level. This level is really long. There's a lot to kill you, especially in normal and hard. And I haven't even looked at this level in hard mode yet. That's how I'm afraid I am. So most of my experience comes from normal mode, especially normal mode. There's so much that can kill you in this level. There are enemies everywhere. There are missiles. There are. Just remember that you can deflect these missiles at enemies. But there's a lot of enemies, a lot of missiles, a lot of things shooting at you, a lot of ways to get killed. A lot of ways to get hurt, and a lot of ways to get killed. But in this first part, you have a lot of enemies firing at you from below. Firing you below from the lava and from the platforms below. Trick is just to shoot at things that are shooting at you. Use the missiles that are coming at you. They seem to be kind of random. You can kind of see when something's firing at you, of course, but they do come at you from the either left or right of the screen. So use those missiles to destroy some of these enemies. A lot of these enemies take a lot of hits, or they have a lot of health. It can kind of be daunting to kill each one of them with just your regular shot. But I see what I'm doing here. Focus your fire on one enemy at a time, especially if you're playing as Issa. As Kachi, you can lock on multiple enemies with your charged shot, and I suggest doing that. Just make sure you don't get hit while you're charging your shot, so you don't die. So you don't lose that charge that you have. You'll die if you have 0 health, though. Obviously. Especially Kachi at this point. I found her to be much easier to take out these enemies that keep coming at you. Like I said, multiple target really helps. While she does lock on whenever you pass your cursor over an enemy, the multiple locking on really helps for this. There's a big part here. And there's a phone ringing. Ruins it for me. No problem, though. The main thing to do here is just to, as you see, keep focusing your fire, the multiple enemies. If you're playing Issa Kachi mode, switch to Kachi and use multiple targets. If you're just playing as Issa, the main thing to do is use charged shots. Charged shots are probably your best bet at that point. All of these meteors coming down, destroy them. I don't believe there's any bombs come down along with them to fire back at enemies, although it could be on other difficulties, I forget. But we're actually coming up to our first boss here pretty shortly. And really, we'll just wait till we get there. These black things can't be blown back. Can't be flown back to your enemies. So more than well. There's gonna be these lasers that, again, they go up and down across the screen. 2 of them. One goes up, the other goes down. Same time there, as you see. Just be ready. Be ready for the game's already. It throws down a lot. Especially this level. As I said, this is the hardest level in the game. Anywho, we are actually at our next boss. And this is a fun boss. It's kind of reminiscent of Sin 151. You don't really fight a battleship in Sin 151, but one of the levels is on a battleship. And you're running through the battleship and destroying things. And you kind of reminded me of this, but kind of not. Kind of reminded me of the second part of the level, where you're flying all around the battleships. And while you don't actually focus on a battleship fighting it, here you are. And on this battleship, you have turrets, you have soldiers coming at you, and you have these bullets. These are a new type of bullet that you haven't seen yet. I don't believe so, at least. They stay on the screen when they finally reach your direction. You have to stay away from them. You do get hurt. But they stay on the screen until they finally just run down. A lot of these turrets are firing these bullets, so you have to be ready to just shoot these turrets down. The turrets have a lot more HP in the harder difficulties. It's best to take out each one. It's just best to take out each one at a time. Focus on dodging and focus on getting one of them at a time. This is a multiple stage boss. We're going to be having one part right here. It's coming up. In fact, I believe, yep, we should be coming up to it. Any second now. Nope. Okay. Again, enemies are coming at you. These machines are coming at you. Firing bullets. They're not really coming at you. They're firing bullets at you. They're coming out of the battleship. This is a pretty fun boss. It's kind of multiple bosses in one, a lot of enemies. Alright, here's the boss. Not really a boss, it's more 4 laser cannons that like to go around and do this destroy. Sorry, I heard you. The music changes too. Not the point though. The point is to just focus your fire on each turret. They will come back after a short while, but after you destroy them twice, the turret will go away. I believe so. We'll find out. If you're running a low health in one character, switch to Kachi. I failed to mention though that you don't actually get Issa and Kachi mode right away. You have to actually beat the game once as Issa and once as Kachi to even play the game with Issa and Kachi mode. I did fail to mention that way earlier, and random pause. A couple of random pauses. I thought I took them all out, but sorry. Allows me to explain more of the how to unlock things. To unlock Issa and Kachi mode, you have to beat the game once as Issa and beat the game once as Kachi. After you beat Issa and Kachi mode, then you unlock 2 other modes. Issa mode with Kachi's weapon and Kachi mode with Issa's weapon. Sorry for that pause. I thought I took them all out in this part already. I missed one. I don't think I'm gonna delete it though. Too lazy now. It's not as long as the pause as other ones. There you go. We go back around the battleship at this point. Yes, we are circling this battleship. That's why this battle's kind of long. And we've already hit 100 million points in this game. It's a score. Let's put the score. The main reason for the score is actually I didn't die at all in this playthrough. I found this game not dying. It's kind of a surprise, actually. And that's this part. That's really the battleship. Not much else to say. We are coming up to an actual health boss. There will be, and you'll see it. It's coming up to the front of the ship. And coming up to it soon. And I decided to take it out as Kachi though. Oh yeah, if you shoot there, you'll get some health. Thank you, health. You want the health. One thing to note, I think I just lost my point there. Anywho, I suppose not. I don't know. I really don't know. We're actually coming up to the next boss here. Is this big cannon itself? Don't fire native cannon at heroes. Never works. Never works. Nebula soldiers, people. Earth 5 soldiers. What the heck? If you read the manual in this game, the story is really, really weird. I might get into that a little bit later. The whole backstory between that there are multiple Earths that are created by the creators. It's, I think, oh yeah, the boss battle. There's this big diagonal line, this big diagonal laser blast that's happening, cannons firing, along with these bunch of mini bullets. all you have to do is make sure you're not in the way of the line and dodge them in bullets. And keep firing at the center of that big thing. That's where it is. And one thing, as you're coming up here, do consecutive strikes, destroy the, and that destroys the enemy. Destroys the end of it, you get a medal for it, and you actually get to watch the ship explode. If you don't do that, you don't get to see the ship explode, and it's kind of, yeah, you feel sad for not making the ship explode. I'm sure you would. Anywho, kind of the story, whole story a little bit. If you read the manual, it's in there, but if you don't read the manual, it's in there. I kind of like that. Kind of relates to, you know, NES games or SNES games that show you no backstory. Like, start the game off, and this is kind of what the game does. Issa was sent to kill Kachi, or is a life form from outer space. And there's two spaces, outer and inner space. Inner space ruled by the creators, and the outer space ruled by the who do you? Outer space ruled by alien life and technology. It's a weird story, and it's kind of weird coming from the first game. As you play the first game, there's nothing really about this. Only presence really is the character Achi, who would be from outer space. The other characters from inner space. The creators have created Earths. As one Earth is destroyed, they inhabit the next Earth. They have people inhabit the next Earth. This is an uninhabitable Earth, is what this game takes place in. Being destroyed by everything. I'm not really talking the gameplay, there's lots of don't get hit. There, that's the whole rule of this game, don't get hit. But the carrying into this bridge section, this is actually a pretty cool section here. Yeah, I gotta get there. Alright, so there's gonna be a bunch of these ghoul-like enemies. Yeah, they ram into you, and well, there's gonna be a lot of these Air Fortress battleship things. You can knock these things into the battle fortresses, and that's all you really need to do. It is really fun. It's like, see that one right over there? Knock that bull into it. See that turret up there? Knock that bull into it. You can knock these bulls into anything, and it's really, really fun. And see that fortress right there? Boom. That fortress survived. Boom again. Boom. Boom. It's kind of a really fun section. Definitely one of the highlights of this level. There's definitely more highlights, of course. We'll be waiting until we get to the final boss of the level. Really. Get ready for that one. Fortunately, this level's only going to be 2 parts, and this is, like I said, a pretty long level compared to the rest of them. I need to separate it into 2 parts, and the final level's a little bit into the next part, too. I've already edited in the part a little bit. Kind of. Wait. No, never mind, it's not. Never mind. Forget I said that. No. This level's actually 2 parts with a little bit into a 3rd part, but that one's mostly the final level. That's what I was thinking of. Excuse me. Nope. Come to this part. Now this is kind of like that section in Stage 3, same music too, where you're flying in between the pillars and all that. You can do the same thing here. It's a kind of a lot of motion in this stage. You can go up, and way down in the level, in the screen. But this isn't a hard section at all. There are a couple enemies that might trip you up. The enemies that fire the green bullets all around the screen. Those are kind of tricky. They get a little bit harder in the later difficulties. Just move according to the background and the area itself. You won't get it. This isn't too hard. Again, it isn't too hard. But that's it for this part. We'll see you in the next part, where we take on the next boss. And, one of a really fun boss. It's Successor 4. See you later.